First up this hour, renowned South African photographer and jazz promoter Rashid Lombard has passed away in Cape Town at the age of 74. Now, Lombard founded espAfrika, the company behind the Cape Town International Jazz Festival, which he launched back in the year 2000 and directed it until his retirement in 2014. After retiring, he focused on digitizing his archives in partnership with the National Archives and the Department of Sport, Art and Culture. For more on this now, we take you to reporter Mariska Botha, who joins us now in Cape Town. And of course, Mariska, can imagine tributes continue to pour in now because Rashid Lombard played a significant role in both the arts and the anti-apartheid movement. Take us through what some of the defining moments of his career were and how he's being remembered today.
Well, you're absolutely right. There's no one that I spoke to that it didn't have an impact on. Even colleagues at work, when they got the news of his passing, immediately sadness overcame them, saying he was a great mentor. He was one of those rare people who you could look up to with pride. And the impact he had on so many people is reverberating across Cape Town this morning. We were graciously allowed into the Lombard home this morning, just before the janaza that will take place at around 11:30. And any direction you look, there's someone here that is a prominent person within the arts, from the struggle. Everybody who played a role, who is able to be here, are here today. But let's now speak to his son, Shadley Lombard, about the passing of his father. Shadley, first of all, our condolences from the SABC for the passing. We certainly all felt it in the newsroom when we got the news. How would you remember your father? Who was he to you?
Thank you, Mariska. To me, he was, besides being a father, he was a leader, a motivator, a mentor, somebody that didn't mind giving more of his time to other people and even to his own children, which is something to be admired because he definitely touched a lot of people. He contributed to the careers of a lot of people. He lit a lot of candles within the media space, but also within the cultural space through music. So we remember him for that, fond memories.
He was like a chameleon. You did so many things. Talk to us about some of the highlights of his life and the many careers that he had. What stands out for you?
I think the highlights of his life and of his wife, Colin, would be the contribution to the struggle, the contribution to the liberation of South Africa. But yeah, through the struggle, the contribution to educating, helping, motivating. I think out of it all, that's the main thing. He wasn't somebody to keep his knowledge, he'd openly share it. He would attend many events. That's what we also as a family remember. He was always going to an exhibition, always going to a meeting, he never spent much time at home. Something which we're okay with because every day he was out of the house. We have photographs to prove where he was, like 500,000 of them. So he left a long-lasting legacy, and especially with the people he touched. And as a family, we respect that, we love that, we admire that.
During the struggle, it must have been difficult, as you say, he left the home. And during that time, you don't know if your loved one would come home. It must have been difficult.
Correct. It was difficult, but that was a struggle for you, It was normal at the time. My mother spent time in detention. My father was away. We spent time with my grandparents, with the detention support group. But it's amazing to hear and speak to people about how much people he touched.
Yes.
People that I never met,
yes,
that are now contacting me and saying, "Your father did this for me. Your father did that for me." So we are very proud and we're very honored by that.
Yeah. And what would you want him? What would you want to be his legacy? How do you want people to remember Rashid Lombard?
I think Rashid will be remembered for, like I said, for his contribution, for his kindness, for his love, his generosity. But I think more importantly now, he was busy with the Rashid Lombard project. So I think that was the most important thing for history. Because as you mentioned, a lot of photographers, media people die, and the negatives end up under the bed. So I think that became his mission to start this thing and to other families, which a lot of families called him so-and-so's archives under the bed. So he would take it, he took it in. So that has been, I think, the major contribution. And I think going forward we will honor him with the Rashid Lombard Archive Project.
That's certainly a wonderful thing. And we understand UWC will be the custodian of that, am I correct?
As we are standing, we are with you. We will be moving forward after we take a small break here, but
Yes.
I mean, anything can change at any time, you know, so, but we will continue the legacy.
Yeah. And a bastion that stands to him is the Jazz Festival. That is certainly one of the African cultural calendar.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, he was a jazz festival by himself, you know. I mean, so, no, he would be remembered for that, and we got a lot of messages from different musicians that have said, you know, I touched them, I promoted them, I took them to Holland, I took them abroad, and I gave them a big stage at the Cape Town Jazz Festival. So, yeah, I think job well done.
Thank you very, very much for your time and allowing us into your home this morning.
Thank you very much.
That, of course, was Rashid Lombard, the son of Rashid Lombard, speaking there. It sounds like you're speaking about 4 different people when you listen to the life story of Rashid Lombard. And as I said as well, some of my own colleagues told me immediately that he was a mentor to them. When I contacted people to get information from them, they would say, on a personal note, he was a mentor and a friend. And exactly as Shadley said there was not a person in Cape Town who was involved during the struggle with photography or the arts that Rashid Lombard didn't have a hand in helping, giving a hand up. He was just that kind of person. He was a warm, generous man, and as his son said, who didn't mind sharing his knowledge, and that would be his legacy. Everybody who is left behind, who was given that leg up by Rashid Lombard, will remember him also very, very fondly. And we will be here throughout the day for the janaza, as I said, that will take place a little bit later, paying respect and honoring the great man that was Rashid Lombard.
Right, that's reporter Mariska Botha coming to us live from Cape Town, where tributes are pouring in following the passing of the legendary photographer and jazz promoter Rashid Lombard.